Good day. Welcome to online tutorial session for operating system. Today in this session, I will be taking memory management sheet, which is sheet 3. I request all of you, those who have already logged in, the slide which you see onto your screen, please download onto your laptop, okay? Sheet which I have uploaded, you can download onto your laptop. In the previous weeks, we have already completed the first 4 problems. We have completed, let me show you what we have completed previous weeks. Because, yeah. In memory management, already we have finished question 1. Okay. And about logical address space and the physical address space. And we have already completed this memory partitioning algorithms, first fit, best fit, worst fit. Already we have finished it. And we have already finished question 3 and question 4 also. We have checked, or we have seen what is first in, first out, what is optimal algorithm and least recently used algorithm. And we have seen that first fit algorithm and least recently used algorithms are practical, but optimal algorithm is not practical. It is used only as a reference line for checking which algorithm is good. Okay. So now we will begin with problem 5. Today in this session, we will see problem 5 and problem 6, problem 5, problem 6, and we'll also see problem number 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So today, before I start, I request all of you, those who have just joined, you can download this sheet onto your laptop. Okay. I'm giving you some time. Just do it now. When I switch to another presentation, then you will not have this file to download. So make it fast. And another thing is, I want this session to be a two-way. If you have any questions, you can ask me either through chat messages, or you can use your microphone to communicate with me directly. Okay, you are most welcome. So I want this session to be two-way communication, not one way. Not only I'm talking. You can raise doubts, you can ask questions. Okay, so let's begin now. No answers. Shall we start now? I see 6 people log in, but no answer.
I didn't find the sheet.
Do you see on the screen?
Yes.
Sheet. So left hand side you will see the share column and all. Just from that you can download this sheet. Got it?
No. Where exactly?
Okay, no problem. You can download this sheet from your Blackboard. Go to lectures. Okay, there I have already downloaded. Okay.
I did. It. I already there, but I didn't find it.
Sure.
Yes, I'm sure.
Let me see. Brother, you need to refresh your screen.
I did.
Please refresh again.
Okay.
After refreshing, you can go to the lectures. Lectures. There you will find it. Sheet 3 will be there.
Yes, I did find it now.
You find it? Okay, great. So now this is what the sheet. It's better you keep this sheet on, and when I go to the presentation, the font will be small. You can see it from the sheet. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen with you.
Excuse me, engineer, could you please open the
Yes.
chat?
Open the.
Chat.
Yeah. Please download those sheets.
I mean the chat.
Chats. I didn't get what chats.
To communicate with you on the chat.
Yeah. You can chat. Yeah, no problem. You can send message, no problem, or you can talk using microphone, no problem. Either way is welcome. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Shall I start now? Shall I start?
Yes.
Okay. So hope a new screen is popped in front of you, right? Yeah. Question number 5. See, in a paged memory, the page hit ratio is 0.35. The time required to access a page in secondary memory is equal to 100 nanoseconds. The time required to access a page in primary memory is 10 nanoseconds. We need to find out the average access time. So I'll use the slider, the pointer, or the highlighter. Okay. Now, is given that it's in a page memory. What is the hit ratio? Hit ratio is given as 0.35. This is the given data. And the time required to access a page in secondary memory is given as 100 nanoseconds. Okay. In secondary memory is 100 nanoseconds. Now we need to find out the time required to access a page in primary memory. Okay. Access in primary memory. And the time required to access a page in primary memory is 10 nanoseconds is given already. So how do you solve this problem? Okay. Now look here. We know that you have a memory. This is the memory. And memory is divided in frames. Memory is divided in frames. Now, when there is a page reference by the CPU, when the CPU generates a logical address, in logical address is nothing but your logical address is nothing but your page number and offset. Okay. So this is your logical address. Now this page number will be looked into the page table. In page table, you will have page number and the frame number. You will look into the page number and frame number, and the page will be fetched from to the main memory. Okay. Now, in order to understand this, remember that if the CPU generates a logical address and it want to fetch a particular page, if that page is already there in the main memory, okay, if the page is already there in the main memory, then we call it as a page hit. Okay. So yeah, here see, this is called page hit. Okay. So hit ratio is given as 0.35. 0.35. I'm writing this with mouse. Okay, so my handwriting is not good. Please don't see the handwriting because I'm using mouse. I'm not using pen. Okay. So another thing is, if hit, there is one more thing that hit means a page is present in the main memory. Means miss page is not present in the main memory. And overall, we know that hit plus miss is equal to 1. Okay, this is 1. So the hit ratio is given as 0.35 and miss is not given. So we can easily identify the miss ratio as 1 minus h. So 1 minus h will be 0.35. Now, yeah. Any question?
No, it will be 0.65.
Yeah, 0.65
Then
because h is 0.35, m is equal to 1 minus h. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Now he has given 2 times here. What are those 2 times? First time is the amount of time taken to fetch from memory, tm. Okay. So the amount of time to take it from the memory is how much? It means if there is no page fault, if there is a page hit, then the amount of time is how much? He has given the page to access in the memory page is how much? 10 nanoseconds. Do you see here? 10 nanoseconds. Okay. So this is 10 nanoseconds. And the other time which is given, suppose if the page is not present in the main memory, it means that the page is present in the secondary memory. That I am calling it as TS. Okay. Time taken to bring it from the secondary memory. So TS is given as 100. Okay. You see here, this is the 100. Okay. 100 nanoseconds. So this is 100 nanoseconds. See, both are in nanoseconds, but make sure that doctor may give you some in nanoseconds and other may be in milliseconds. So you should be very careful in converting the signs, okay, units. It's very important. So now these times are given. See, 30 out of 100%, out of 100%, 35% it is hit. It means 35% of the pages it will take 10 seconds. Okay, this one. Okay, so 0.35 into 10 plus remaining, that is 1 minus h, which is 0.65, will take how much time? 100 milliseconds. Okay, so that is the solution. Now here it's given already, the hit ratio is 0.35. Then miss ratio is nothing but your page fault. How do you got this as 0.65? Because page fault m is nothing but 1 minus h. Just now I have shown you. So you got it as 0.65. Okay. Now if you want to find out effective access time, then this is 0.35. Okay, this is 0. Multiply by 10. This is hit. Okay, and miss is 0.65, and this is time taken to get it from the secondary memory. So this is the equation of effective access time. So when you do this, multiply 0.35 with 10, you get 3.5, and 0.65 is multiplied with 100, you will get 65. And when you add them, so therefore you get total effective access time. Effective access time is equal to how much? 68.5. What is 68.5? It is in milliseconds. Okay, this is milliseconds. So you get the answer as 68.5. Okay. Now, any doubt from this question? Any doubt?
How that 0.35 is for the primary and
Yeah.
the 0.65 is for the secondary.
Yeah. Question. Now just go back and see the question here. What is there in the question? You see, to access page in main memory. Okay, main memory is TM. TM is how much? 100, right? You see here?
Yes.
Yeah, page in main memory. This given in Sewall. Okay. Next is, you see the secondary memory. Do you see here secondary memory? Right? He has
Yes.
given how much? Correct?
But,
Yeah. On your answer.
yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Shall I go to next slide now? Next problem.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's go for problem number 6. This is your problem number 6. Let me read that. A virtual memory has a page size of 1 kilowords. Tell me, in 1 kilowords, how many words will be there? 1024, correct? 1024 words, right? Now there are 8 pages. So he has given total number of pages are how many? 8, and 4 blocks. Okay, now let us understand the meaning of 8 pages. 8 pages. Pages means what? Remember, in memory management, you have a process. the process is always divided into pages. The process is always divided into pages. Okay, so total you have 8 pages. Blocks are nothing but memory. Now remember, always memory is always divided into frames. This is memory, this is process P, and this is memory. I'm not writing memory and process, I'm writing sharp because I'm using mouse to write it. It's very difficult to write with mouse. I think it's a okay. Now you see here, he has given that the associative page table contains the following entry. It means he's saying that in the associative memory, you have this data given. It means in memory, you have page 0146. Page 0, where it is present? Page 0 is present in frame 3. Now, let us understand. You have this memory. Okay. Now, in this memory, you have like this. You will have here page number, and you have is looking page. Yeah, this is page, and this is frame. Okay. Now it will be written here as page 0. Okay. So this is page 0 present in frame 3, that is block 3. So in memory, you have to go to at 3 and get the frame. This frame is having actually the page 0. Okay. So similarly here, that page 1 is present in which frame? Block 1. Okay. Similarly, page 4 is present in second block, and page 6 is present in third block. So now he is asking that this is already given that only these pages are there in main memory. Okay. So total pages are how many? Here given total pages are 8 pages, right? Total pages are 8 pages, but out of 8 pages, only 0, 1, 4, 6 pages are in main memory, right? And what pages are not there in main memory? 0 is there, yes. 1 is there, yes. 2 is there, no. 2 is not there. 3 is there, yes. 3 is also not there. 4, yes, it is there. 5 is not there. 6 is there, yeah. 6 is there. 7, no. 7 is not there. Okay. 7 is not there, and 8 is also 8 pages means 0 to 7, right? Yeah. So you have 0, 1, 4, 6 pages which are there in main memory, but 2, 3, 5, 7, these are not there in main memory. Okay. So we got this. Now he is asking the question. Come to the question now. Make a list of all virtual addresses in decimal that will cause a page fault. Who will cause a page fault? The pages which are there in main memory already will not cause page fault. So if CPU want page 0, page 1, page 4, and page 6, there is no page fault. Okay, there is no page fault. But if CPU want page 2, page 3, page 5, page 7, this will result in a page fault. Okay. So now you see page size, as I have already told you, that total pages are total words are 1 kilowords, means 1024 words. Size is given as 1 kilowords is equivalent to 1024 words. So total pages you have 8 pages. He has already given in the question. Okay, 8 pages already given in the question. So I write pages from 0 to 7. Okay, and in main memory, what are the pages which are present? Only these pages are present, correct? So page 0, 1, 2, 1, 4, 6 are present in the main memory. So in page table, you have address of these pages. You see, for this page numbers, page 0, where it is present? Page 0 is present at address 0 to 1023. Why I am writing 0 to 1023? Because the size of the page is 1024, right? See here, the size of page is 1024. The size of page is 1024. Because it is 1024, 0 to 1023 will be 1024, right? So that's why page 0, yeah, I will use ball pen. Yeah, page 0 is having is starting from 0 to 1023. Now page 1 will start from next address 1024. Okay, now you add 1024 plus 1023. If you add 1024 plus 1023, then you will get 2047, correct? This is your second row. I will use color, red color, because it will be very good in view. Okay. Now, next is, let's see about page 2. Page 2, next start from where it is ending. Page 1 is ending at 2047. So this will start from 2048. So please, there is a mistake, please correct it. This is not 2047, this is 2048. Okay, this is 8. Okay, 2048. Now 2048, now you again add 2048 plus 1023, you will get 3071. So from 2048 to 3071, you have page 2, right? Now similarly, after 3071, you get the address as 3072. So next page, that is page 2, is starting from 3072. Again you add 1023. Now why you adding 1023? Because it is given that the size of the page is 1 kilowatt, which is 1024. Suppose if the size of the page is given as 2 kilowatts, then what you will do? 2 kilowatts means 2048, means 0 to 2047. So you will be adding 2047 every time. Okay, but because here size of the page is given as 1 kilowatts, which is 1024, 1024 is nothing but 0 to 1023. You need to add only 1023 in this case. But in another case, if the size of the page is different, you have to add that size. Okay, hope you are following me. Now next page, similarly, you just go on adding 1023, you will get 4096 to 5199. The next address is 5120. 51, again there is a mistake here, it is only 51 only 5120. Okay, this is 5120 to 6143, then after 6143, 6144. Okay, to 7167, then 7168 to 153. So this is the page table. Now in this page table, as it is already given in the previous slide, that page 0, 1, 4, 6 are present in the main memory, right? So that's why we have mode bit or present bit here. This present bit, in present bit we'll write for these pages 0, 1, 4, 6, they are present. 1 means present, 0 means absent. Okay, so 0, 1, 4, 6, you see this is 0 is 1, 0 and 1 is also 1, 4 is also 1, 6 is also 1. Okay, hope you are getting me. Now see here, this 0, 1, 4, 6, they are present in main memory, right? 0, 1, 4, 6. That's why for this block 0, 1, 4, 6, I put 1, 1, 1, 1, and remaining I put bit is 0 because they are not present in main memory. Now what happens in paging, if CPU want page 0, okay, it will go to the page table and check the present bit. Tell me, what is the present bit? It is 1. Yeah, it means page is present in the main memory. Suppose CPU want to access page number 1. So it will go to the page table and see what is the present bit. It is 1. Yeah, this is page hit. It means page is present in the main memory. Now, if CPU want page 2, now it will go to the page table and see page 2 and present or absent bit is 0. It means page is not present in the main memory. So it will generate a page fault. Okay. So he is asking, what are the pages which generates a page fault? Those who are having bit 0. Okay. Who will generate the page fault? Page faults are generated by those who are having absent as present or absent bit as 0. So only these pages will generate page fault. That's what we have written here, that that page fault occurs if CPU addresses this page number 2, 3, 5, and 7. Okay. I hope you have understood this problem. Shall I go to next problem?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now let's go to problem number 7. Yeah. Determine the two logical addresses from the figure below that will access physical memory at hexadecimal address 0, 1, 2AF. Okay, so he is asking us to determine what? Logical address. We have to find the logical address. Okay, so he has given the physical address. Physical memory has given us 012AF. Now you see, there are addresses are of two types. Addresses are of two types. Let me just write this on the screen. Yeah. Now you see here, addresses are of two types. Okay. One is called logical address. And second is physical address. Okay. What is logical address? Logical address is the address which is generated by logical addresses are generated by CPU. Okay. Physical addresses are actual addresses in the main memory. Okay. Always remember that this logical address yeah, logical address is having yeah, you have page number and you have page number and you have an offset D. Okay, this is logical address. And what is physical address? This is the physical address. Now physical address has we have eraser also, you know. Oh, brother, it's gone. Okay, let me draw it again. Okay, you have first a logical address. Logical address. This is generated by CPU. Okay, it comprises of page number and page number comma offset. Okay, so just I draw here. This is logical address. Yeah, here you have page number and here you have offset. Offset is represented with D. And then next you have a physical address. A physical address is the actual address in main main memory. Okay, now it comprises of frame number comma offset. Now remember that this frame and this offset both same. These both are same. Offset is same. Only what is the difference? Page number and frame numbers are the different. In logical address you will have page number, and in physical address you will have frame number. Okay, so let me draw here. Sorry. Rectangle, yeah. And here you will have a this is you have a frame number and you have an offset. You see DD is same here. Okay, so now what you need to understand is, let me go to the application screen. Yeah, So let's come back here. He has given the physical address. Physical address means frame number is given and the block is given. That is, frame number is nothing but the block number and offset. So let's go here. See, yeah, as it is shown here, you see the logical address, this logical address, and you have a physical address. Okay, now logical address is having page number. This page number is again divided into two parts. What is this? This is your page number, segment number and page number. Okay, offset is nothing but your word number. Offset is nothing but your word number. Okay, now physical address is having frame number and page number, frame number and the offset. Frame number here is nothing but your block. Okay, and offset is nothing but your word number. Okay, so now you see here, he has given the physical address. What is physical address? This physical address is 012AF. As you see in the previous slide, he has given physical address is 012AF. Okay, so you have 012AF. What you will do is, the first bits are for block and the remaining bit is for word. Okay, so I take this block 012. Now this block number, when we want to convert this physical address into logical address, this block number needs to be mapped with your segment number. Okay, how you will do that? Sorry, how you will do that? Now you will do like this. This block number 012, go back to the previous, find it is there in which segment. Okay, 012F. Now you see here 012F, this is the block number, this block 012F, right? Now this block 012 is present in which page? Page 35. Hope you are seeing this. You see here, it is present in 35. And now you see this 35 is present in which segment? Segment 6 from here. But to your surprise, you see this block 12 is not present only one time. It is present here also, right? Check 01953. No, it is present two times. So when it is present two times, so you see here it is present in which page? Page A3. But this page A3 is present in which segment? It is present in F segment. Okay, so now to find the logical address, first you should write segment number. You see, first you write segment number, then your page number, then you write word number, right? So what is the segment first? Let's write down for this. For this you have 6 as a segment number, 6. Then after this you have page number. Now 6 is present in page 35, so you have 35. Okay, then word number. What is word number? Word number you can take it from, I told you already that word number is same, offset is same for logical address and logical address. We just write AF. Okay, so 635 AF, you got one address. Second address is FA3 AF. That's what we have done. You see, that's what we have done here. That block 012 is present in two pages, 35 and A3. But 35 is present in segment 3, A3 is present in segment F. So what do you get? You get two logical addresses. One is 635 AF and FA3 AF. So these are the two logical addresses for a given physical address. Now understood? The solution is very simple. When physical address is given, this is the physical address given. When this physical address is given, you have to see that this is present in 012 block is present in which page. So page 35 and page A3. You have to find out that this page is present in which segment number. At which segment number, you just find out and just write logical address from segment number to page number to word. You will get the solution. Okay, so understood all of you? Any questions? Any questions? I didn't hear anyone. Any questions? Shall I proceed for next? Okay. Yeah, Saad Saleh. Shall I go for next? Okay. So I'm going for next problem, problem number 8. Let's go to problem number 8. Yeah, the logical address space in a computer system consists of 128 segments. Each segment can have up to 32 pages of 4 kilowords in each. Physically consists of 4K blocks and 4K blocks of 4K words in each. Formulate the logical and the physical address formats. Now, this is a very important question and very easy also. See, he has given first the logical address. Okay. Now, logical address. We know just now we have seen logical address is nothing but segment number, okay, plus page number plus offset, okay, and physical address is nothing but frame number or block number B plus offset is D. Okay. Now, he has given that a computer system has 128 segments. So let us first realize here logical address. We have a logical address is equal to, okay. So I write this has 3 parts. One part is segment number and another part is page number and offset. Now he is saying that there are 128 segments, correct? Now tell me 128 segments means how many segments you have? You have to write in 2 per 7. Can you write 2 per 7 as 128? How much? 2 per 5 is 32. 2 per 6 is 64. 2 per 7 is 128. Yes, I can write. So it means 2 per 7 is, it means here I can have 7 bits for segment number. Okay. And he has given that each segment can have up to 32 pages. 32 pages. So I can I write 32 pages as 2 per 5? Yes. So page numbers, it will take 5 bits here. Okay. And he's saying that 4 kilowords in each. So offset size is 4 kilo. 4 kilo means how can I write? 1 kilo is 2 to the power of 10. 4 is 2 square. So this is 2 square into 2 to the power of 10. Okay, how much it will be? 2 to the power of 12. So you need 12 bits here. 12 bits. Okay, so when you get the 12 bits, now this is your logical address 7, 5 and 12. Okay, then in physical memory he's also asking to format the physical addresses. So in physical address, so you know that this is segment number, this is page number, and this is offset. Okay, and if you go for this, you have only block number and D. See, D is same, so both of them, this D and this D both same, so I write just this is 12. Okay, now let us find out what is B. 4 blocks. He is saying that physical memory consists of how many blocks? 4 kilo. 4 kilo can I write as 2 power 12? 10, 1K is 2 power 10 and 4 is 2 square, so I can write it as 12. Okay, so this is the logical and physical address formats. Now see, this question is very easy, but doctor in examination he may give you for example physical address this 12 and 12. In logical address he will give you only segment and D, he will not give you P. Okay, now you can find out very easily, because 7 plus x plus 12 is equal to 24. You can find out that x is equal to, okay, 24 minus these things, you will get 5 answers. Okay, so I hope you have understood this problem. Now you see I'm explaining. Logical address is segment and page number. Physical address is block and word number. So segment size is 128. I can write it as 2 per 7. Okay. Page is 32. I can write 2 per 5. Word size is 4K. I can write 4 into 10, 1024, which is 2 per 12. So segment, page, and word, I can do formattings as 7, 5, 12. This is what we have got here. Okay. Then next. Okay, in block it is missing. So please write here for block, this is 12 and 12. It's missing here, 12 and 12. Okay. And it is for here also blocks, number of blocks. Okay, please add that. Okay, the solution is incomplete and make those steps available. Hope that's the answer. You might have understood. Shall I move to next problem, or you have any questions for this problem? Shall I go for next problem?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's go to problem number 9. See, this is problem number 9. This is same as problem 5. Do you remember? Hit plus miss is equal to 1. Okay. The same thing, but here you have page fault time also. So he has given the rule that let P be the probability. Let P be the probability of a page fault. So probability always, you know that it lies between zeros and ones. Okay. So we expect P to be close to 0. That is, there will be only few page fault. Now P should be less than 1. But if the value that lies between 0 and 1, if the value P is very less, it is good system because less page fault. If P is more, then a lot of page faults means you are wasting a lot of time in doing page faults. Okay. So he has given that the effective address time is given by this formula. Okay, 1 minus P means this is hit. Memory access time for memory. MA is amount of memory, amount of time taken to access memory. Okay. Now P means this is miss, page fault. And how much page fault time is? He has given the formula. Now depending on this formula, he has given that an average page fault service time of 25 milliseconds. So he has given page fault service time means he has given this time. Okay. 25 milliseconds is given as this, and a memory access time of 100 nanosecond is nothing but here MA. This is given. Okay. This is given. Find the effective address in nanoseconds. Okay. So you just substitute these values here, but make sure that there is one important change. Here the units is given in nanoseconds. Okay. And here it is given in milliseconds. So make sure either you convert all of them into milli or convert all of them into nano. I will convert all of them into milli. Okay. So now you see effective access time is 1 minus P into MA. What is MA? Yeah, you see MA is 100 nanoseconds. 1 minus P into 100. This is in nanoseconds. Plus, okay, what is P? P into page fault time is 25 milliseconds. Sorry. So 25 milliseconds. Okay. Now remember, here this is this value. It is in nanoseconds, and this is in milliseconds. So I have to convert this milliseconds into nanoseconds. How? So 1 milli is 10 to the power of minus 3. Okay. So this is 25 milli. 25 milli. How can I convert nano? Nano means 1 nano is 10 to the power of minus 9. So I can multiply and divide by 10 power minus 6 by 10 power minus 6. Okay. When I do this, you see what happens. Let's change the ink color to red now. You see 10 power minus 3 and 10 power minus 6. When you add, it will become 10 power minus 9. This will become nano. Correct? So same nano. But 10 power minus 6, it comes up. 6 zeros will add here. That's why I get 6 zeros here. So 25 into 6 zeros. So all this now in milliseconds. Okay. All is in milliseconds. Now you have to just simplify it. How? 1 minus P into 100 means 100. I just write. I would like to write. You see here 1 into 100 is 100. okay, minus P into 100, okay, plus 25 6 zeros, 1 2 3 4 5 6 zeros into P, okay, into P. Now 25 6 zeros, you subtract minus 100, okay. This 100 is same as it is which you have got here, and when you subtract you will get remaining value in terms of P. So this is the effective access time. Okay, hope you have understood this problem. Shall I go for the next problem, or do you have any questions?
Yes, go for the next.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's go to problem number 10. This is the last problem. Okay, so but this is very important to understand. Let us consider a demand paging with a page test that has an average access time of, you see has given average access time, average access and transfer time of 20 milliseconds he has given, okay. And addresses are translated through a page table in main memory with an access time of, you see, 1 microsecond per memory access. One memory access is taking how much? 1 microsecond. This is given. Now, when CPU generates a logical address, first it has to go to the page table. Page table is in main memory. From main memory, it will get the address of the page in the frame. It has to go again to the main memory. So it will take two references. He has given that each memory reference through the page table takes 2 accesses. Okay. Now to improve time, we have introduced, for improving time, we have introduced TLB, translation look aside buffer or associative memory. This is called TR, associative memory. Now this will improve time and restrict to only one memory access. So I will ask you one question. Tell me, if you are going through page table to a memory reference, it will take how many memory references? 2. Okay. But if you are going through TLB, okay, translation associative memory, then it is taking only one memory reference. Okay, remember this. Now he's saying that 80% of the time page references are present in the TLB. It is there in the cache memory. Okay, and 10%, that is 2% of the remaining are false. What is the effective access time? You have to find out. Now first with the diagram I will show you. Now look here. This is the given data. You see average access time of disk is given as 20 milliseconds. For one memory access, it is taking 1 microsecond, but each memory reference through page table is taking 2 memory references. Okay, so one memory reference is taking 1 microsecond. So 2 memory references will be 2 memory accesses is nothing but 1 microsecond plus 1 microsecond. So I get total of 2 microseconds. Okay, through page table. Without page table, only 1 minute. Now look here. Let us first see this diagram. Okay, in this diagram, you see CPU is generating logical address. CPU is generating logical address. Logical address is nothing but page number and offset. Okay. Now this is TLB, associative memory. Just now what we have discussed here. See, this is associative memory. Okay, this associative memory. Now here directly you have address of page. Okay, in form of frame where is there in the main memory. So it will take only one memory reference. That's all. So if there is a TLB hit, this is called, if CPU want to access page P and this page P is present in associative memory, then we call it as a TLB hit. Remember this terminology. If CPU want a page P and the page P is present in associative memory, then it is called as TLB hit. And TLB hit takes only 1 microsecond. Okay, he has given in the question. Suppose CPU want to get a page and that page is not present in TLB. We call it as TLB miss. So TLB miss is this case. If there is a TLB miss, what happens? If there is a TLB miss, this happens. Color. Red. Okay. If there is TLB miss, this will happen. Okay. CPU generates and page is not present in associative memory, so it will go and check in the page table. Again, in page table there are two chances. In page table, maybe the present bit is 1 or it may be 0, right? There are two chances. If the present bit is 1, it means there is a page hit. Now remember, this is called page hit. I repeat, in first case, in yellow case, you see here, in this case, if a page is present in associative memory, we call it as TLB hit. If the page is not present in associative memory, we call it as TLB miss. If there is TLB miss, you will come to this case, red case. In red case, in case of TLB miss, again there are two chances. If this page is present page table, if the page is present in main memory, okay, it has to first check in the page table, and from page table it will go to the memory. It will take two references. Okay, then it is called as page hit. Okay, suppose the page P is not present in main memory, then it is called page miss. That is called page fault. Okay, so now you have three cases here. Case A, CPU want a page and page is present in associative memory. This is called TLB hit, case A. Case B, okay, what if the page is not there in associative memory? This is called TLB miss. In case of TLB miss, you will check that whether this page is present in main memory or not. If it is there in the main memory, we call it as page hit. If it is not, then it is called page fault. So you have these three scenarios, three situations. For these three scenarios, we need to find out the effective access time, how much it will take. So now here, look, effective access time, he has already given in the question. What he has given, 80% of time there is that the page is present in the main memory. It means, in associative memory. It means 80% of the time it is TLB hit. Means 20% of the time it is TLB miss. Understood? So I go here. See, 80% of the time it is TLB hit, and it means so please write here, this is TLB hit. It is TLB hit. TLB hit, and 20% of the time TLB miss. Okay, now for hit it is taking only 1 microsecond. So 80% means I write 0.8 into how much time? 80% of the time it is taking only 1 second. This is understood, right? Now 20% of the time it is taking, if it is miss, it will take 2 memory accesses, right? So 1 plus 1, 2 microseconds. So just I write this 2 here and 0.2, that is 20% here. I write this here. This simple mathematics. Okay, so 2 microseconds and 20% of the time miss. So in case of hit, it is taking only 1 microsecond. In case of miss, it is taking 2 microseconds. But here's again, you see the problem. Here again, he has told that 10% or 2% of the total causes page faults. So again, I told there are three situations, right? Three scenarios. First scenario, TLB hit. Okay, we did this. Second scenario, TLB miss. In TLB miss, again, there are two scenarios. One is page hit. This is page hit, and this is fault. This is TLB hit, page fault scenario. In TLB hit, 1 microsecond, we understood this. Then two times. Now you see in TLB miss, there are two scenarios again. What he's saying that 2% or 10%, 10% of the remaining or 2% of the total. So you take 2% of the total or 10% of the remaining. 10% of the remaining is 2.2, right? It is going for 2% is going for page fault. 2% is going for page fault. Okay, and 18% is page hit. This is not miss. This is page hit, not TLB hit. This is page hit, PH. Okay, page, and this is page fault, PF. Now let's move further. Yeah, look here. You have 0.8 into 1 microseconds plus, just from here you see 0.8 into 1 microsecond plus 2 into 0.18 plus 2 into, okay, PF is how much? Is given as 20 milliseconds. It's given in the problem, page fault ratio. Just I will show you here. Yeah, here, can you check here? See, 20 milliseconds. Okay, he has given average access and transfer time. Transfer means when there is a page fault has to, the page has to be transferred from secondary storage to the main memory. It takes 20 milliseconds. Okay, so now you have this is understood. This is 0.8 into 2 plus this is 0.2%. 2% means 0.02 into, now you see 2 memory accesses plus 20 microseconds. That's 20 milliseconds. Now I will convert this milli into micro. How? Millions 10 power minus 3. Again I multiply and divide by 10 power minus 3. Then I will add 3 zeros to 20. So 20,000 I will get. Okay, so I get 20,000 plus 2. All are in microseconds. Then 0.8 plus 2 into 0.18 is 0.36 plus 0.02 into 2002. Now when you multiply this, you will get 4000.04 plus this, and add all of them. When you add all, you get answer effective access time as 401.20. Okay, so this is the end of the sheet. Do